with you several times, but it's the insane increase in mental illness.
Technology, social media, disconnection from other people, lack of touch, lack of holding, lack of human contact, lack of eye contact, a lack of ability to be present, to be, a lack of a being in nature. We're overstimulated, we're burnt out, so then we get sad, then we lack energy, we're drained from it, and then we're trying to keep going at that insane fucking pace on a moment-to-moment basis. And then we feel worse, so then we go quicker because we think that the solution is on the other side of that. And then we feel sicker, and then we go quicker, and then we feel sicker, and then we go quicker, and then we burn out and we pop, and then we're on our back. It's a lack of being, it's a lack of presence, it's a lack of contact with one another. And it's the overuse of technology. It's because there's nowhere to put our peace. There's nowhere to put calmness in our day. We're frazzled, we're brainwashed, we're conditioned, and we're deeply lacking love and care. And we have no clue how to give it to ourselves because no one has shared it with us. Maybe some people have, but for the most case, we haven't been taught that. And then we come together to connect because that's where the medicine is, and then we kind of just bump into each other. And we don't really know how to feel each other, we don't know how to connect each other, we don't know how to touch each other in a way where we can be received or that they can be received. So then we leave connection and intimacy without ever connecting or being intimate. And then we're back on social media and we're continuing to search for the medicine. And then we repeat the process and we bump into each other again. I mean, I don't want to feel that. And the other person goes, I don't want to feel that either, but let's have sex anyway. So then we friction fuck, and then we relieve and we release a little bit of energy. And then we come back and we sit down and we watch Netflix and we wonder why we don't feel okay. But we push it to the side and we forget about it. And then we go to the job that we hate to pay the bills that we don't want to have to pay. And then we repeat it again. So it's not that we're at fault or we're doing anything wrong, it's that we're not being cared for. We're not being given tools or practical advice in order to connect with one another in a way that is healthy and actually supports deep feeling in our body. If we're not feeling deeply on a daily basis, we're going to be storing and holding on to psychic toxicity in the body, holding on to emotional backup, shutting our primality down. And we get more pent up and more pent up and more pent up disease. So it's just education. And I believe intimacy is the deepest medicine. If we don't have that piece aligned, everything else is going to be a struggle. So for me, having an intimate life with self, which then in turn equals another, that is the medicine. If that's not present, nothing is.
How do I change the behavior now that I've been doing this scrolling for 10 years? Where do I start?
First is awareness. So I'd encourage that person to not even change anything in their life first, but to bring awareness to their life. You can still do the things that you've been doing, you can still move the way that you've been moving, but watch yourself doing that, feel yourself doing that. Become aware of every single thing that you're doing in your life, the thoughts that you're thinking, the way that you walk, the way that you breathe, the way that you eat your food, the food that you eat, the things that you watch, how you spend your time, the way you use technology. You don't need to change anything other than your awareness. And it's not even changing it, it's just bringing it in. It's just turning it on. Because once awareness comes in, that will do the work for us. But we have to honor and love awareness. We have to honor and love life enough to stay with awareness when everything in us wants to freak out and disembody and jump out of the body and leave awareness and get caught up in the addictions that momentarily convince us that it's going to be healthy for us, that it's going to save us from the pain.